If you're a beginner female cyclist and you're not sure whether to wear underwear underneath your cycling bibs, or you're just here for some other tips and tricks, then this is the video for you. So I've got 14 tips and tricks for you today, and we're going to start with clothing, what to wear, and then when we go out on our bunch ride, I'm going to talk you through some other things that you might need for your pockets, including your fueling, your food, and the stuff you need to make sure that your bike's going to run smoothly. So starting with kit, I'm already partially dressed because I don't want this to be flagged with nakedness. So for women, thinking about first your sports bra underneath, you want to make sure this feels comfy, particularly around the armpits and the back, because you're going to be spending a lot of time in a static position leaning forward. So just check that there's not going to be any cutting underneath your armpit. Underneath the sports bra at the front is where you want to put your heart rate monitor. So I like to say that basically the line of your bra strap or just underneath your chest is where you want that to sit. So I've already got those on. And then over the top of that, you're going to have your undervest or your base layer. Now this is really good to use even in summertime, so it's good to keep you warm in winter. But in summer, it also helps wick the sweat away from your body, so it keeps the sweat from touching you and pulls it into the fabric. Now another good reason to wear a base layer, which hopefully nobody ever has to go through, is it gives you one more layer of protection if you are going to crash your bike. So just another layer of clothing between your skin and the road. So the two layers can actually slip as opposed to sticking to you and taking your skin off. So that's really important.
But I'm very pleased with my base layering.
Layers done right.
Layers done right today.
And then the third thing that I'm wearing that we're going to go through is my bike shorts, otherwise known as cycling bibs. Now they come in two different kinds of styles. One style does not have these straps, which look like braces. They just have a waistband. I don't really like these as much because I feel them quite uncomfortable around my stomach when I'm spending lots of time on the bike. So I prefer to go with the ones with straps that come up and over the shoulder. Now the only downside about these is that if you need to go to the toilet, you have to take all your layers off so that you can get your arms out of the straps. So there are some companies that make their bib straps so that you can unclip them, so that you can just undo them from the cycling bibs, pull them through the top, and then take them off so that you can go to the bathroom. I have seen these on Live cycling kit plus some ASOS ones, and I'm not really sure what others are, but they are out there. But I just go with these and just take my kit off if I need to.
I forgot to ask a question about whether you should wear undies under your bibs or not. Whoopsie! We'll get back to that.
Okay, so once you've got your cycling bibs on, the reason why we're looking for a woman's specific fit is because they've got a chamois inside, and you need the chamois to fit tightly up against your undercarriage region. So you don't want it to be too big and you don't want it to be moving around. And once you've got that fitted, you're going to go in for some nice chamois cream. So this is the one that I use. It's from Wanaka in New Zealand. It's called Butt Butter, but any chamois cream is good. And you're basically going to apply that very liberally to your undercarriage region, especially in creases between where your leg joins your groin, or any regions that are going to be basically touching the saddle. Now in triathlon, when I do races or if I'm doing a brick session, I also like to apply it to my armpits, my neck and my kneecaps. And I know that sounds a bit random, but you can't really use enough of this when you're doing a long distance race. So once you've got your underlayers on, then we're going to be looking at upper layers. So for cycling, got two types of shirts. You've got your short sleeve shirt, which is a little bit lighter, great for summer. Today we're actually in winter, so I'm going to be wearing one of my winter shirts, which are longer sleeve, a little bit more fleecy on the inside. And then on top of that, we're going to add on a windproof layer. So this one here is sleeveless, but it just adds an extra layer against the wind, and it's nice and light with a zip. So you can open it and let it flap around if you're riding and you need a little bit more cooling, or you can take it off and you can put it into one of your back pockets, or if worst case scenario, stuck it up the back of your vest if you run out of room. Also looking at gloves, so same. Today we're going to be wearing long sleeve gloves because it's cold out there. You can get them in all sorts of styles of padding, but these are the ones that I use in winter. But you can also get a summer glove, which is short sleeve, and again it just gives you that extra layer of protection. If you accidentally do crash your bike as you come down on the ground, it just gives you something between your hands and the gravel.
If you're from the UK, you probably know what these are. Penguin. McVitie's penguins. We've always got jokes on them. This just happened to be what I pulled out of the pocket. How do penguins get around on a bee icicle?
So the last thing we're going to look at is just head protection. So a helmet is important. In where we're from in New Zealand, it's illegal to ride without a helmet, but you want to get a really good quality helmet that fits appropriately. So that's the main thing. So if you go to your local bike store, they'll be able to help you out with that. But you want to make sure that when it's on your head and you've tightened the back strap, there's a little taggle at the back, that it doesn't move around. So that's that here. So this just winches it onto your head, makes it firm, and it shouldn't move around once that's on. And then you've got your chin strap, which needs to be done tightly underneath your neck. You shouldn't be able to get lots of fingers under there. And when you open your mouth, you should feel it tight underneath your jawline. So that's your helmet. If you've had any accidents with your helmet, any crashes, you need to replace it immediately. So it's no good for use once it's been crashed in. And lastly, eye protection or eyewear. Good for the sun, but also good to stop things from flicking up into your eyes. Not quite so easy to use when it's raining outside, but I don't particularly like riding out in the rain anyway. But if you are at that stage, you may want to take them off. But for summer weather or winter weather or any time when it's not raining, these are really good. Okay, and the other thing you need to think about is when you're going out riding is you need to be a self-sufficient rider. So that's if you're riding with a bunch or even on your own. Nobody really wants to be that person that has to be asking for things on the ride, although if it does come to that, don't be shy to ask. But you need a spare tube, you need some tyre levers to be able to get the old tube off of your bike, and you need either a small mini pump that you can carry or a gas canister. So I take a gas canister with an attachment on it which screws on to the tube, and depending on what kind of bike you've got, if you've got one that's got disc brakes, you probably need a small Allen key to be able to get the wheel off as well. So make sure that you can use all these things and you know how they work before you leave the house. We will do another video on how to change a tyre, and I will painfully show you how to do that, and we'll try and edit it down to less than an hour. And then phone, so that you can navigate or call someone if you get into a pickle. And always good to have some kind of money or FPOS card as well, for cafe stops because they're really important, but just if you need to buy something or you run out of fuel or the ride takes a little bit longer than you think.
Waiting on a good day, oh you get out, what you going? It'll be nice, they said. Bah humbug.
Oh, I'm just calibrating my power meter because, you know, I'm powerful, but I'm not heart rate 110, 300 watt powerful. Okay. So my biggest tip, especially for hills like this, is making sure you've got enough rings on your cassette you can actually get up the hill. So for me to ride up under threshold, I would be able to do it on this hill. To be fair, which is a particularly little doozy, and I find these kind of hills are the hills that I often get dropped on because I don't quite have enough power to keep on top of the gear, and a cadence range doesn't smash my legs. So you just have to let the bunch go home and weep into your pillow about it, dust yourself off, and then get back out again the next time. Once the hard bit's over, get your breath back down a little bit, recover, and then try and find your own groove. Just keep your eyes 1 to 2 meters ahead. Just think about the moment you can control, which is this moment right now. So that brings us on to hydration and snacks for your ride. I like to have one bottle, 500ml bottle per hour of riding. And of course, if you're going for long rides, you're not going to really have enough bottle cages for that. So you may need to stop and top up, or get yourself larger size bottles, which can come up to about 800ml. They're pretty handy. Now, the fueling side of things, definitely not going to get into too much on this video. So anyways, it's quagmire out there, and part of the reason why I studied human nutrition. But what I can tell you from my own experience, if you decide to be paleo, low carb, vegetarian, pescatarian, or any combination of the above, you need to have enough fuel to sustain your body's ability to run itself, so your basal metabolic rate, and enough to get through your training and repair. So for me, I like to go with a bar or some kind of snack, around 30 grams of carbohydrates per hour for a long ride. If it was anything under about 90 minutes, I'd probably just go with water, unless it had lots of intensity in it, and then I'd probably throw in a gel somewhere in that ride. We're exactly 1 hour in, 1 hour 29 seconds, 58 metres of elevation, which means we're just slightly higher than our house, and we've done 27 kilometres, and we've probably got another 2 hours to go, maybe. We're going to go around Makara and look out for some horses. Cut the tops off of your packets before you come out riding. That way, you don't have to worry about trying to open it when you're on a ride. Such an easy tip. Who would have thought of it? Now if you had like an old airline phone and you were calling the UK, you barely hear the person on the other side. That's what bunch riding's like sometimes. Riding with someone in the wind. You get like tiny little snippets of what they say. There's only so many times that you can be like, well, sorry, what was that? Oh, sorry, what was that? Eventually, you just have to pick an emotion of what you think they're talking about and go with it. You have to be like, oh, that sounds amazing. But it's a risk, because they could have just told you that their grandma died. So, it's a tricky one. If you've ever had that experience, whack your finger on the like button, let us know about it. We've run out of road.
The road stops here, is that what you say?
This is where the road stops. You either walk into the ocean
Out into the Tasman.
or ride right back where we came. 2 hours, 30 seconds, 50 kilometres, and we are now at 6 metres above sea level.
This is Macro Beach.
And there's the sea there, so
Yeah, nice spot for, well actually,
lots of killing bodies. I mean,
yeah, there's no sand here, but it is a quite a rugged coastline, but also has its own charm.
now, I'm very excited about summer and getting really, really bad tendinitis. I cannot wait to get these tights off, get my pod loins out to the sunshine, bake them like a prawn on a barbecue. God, it's gonna be good. But it's cold, dank. I mean, I love Minecraft, I do, but it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I've been thinking? Really? Life is what you think it is, isn't it? So if you ride around Macro, thinking it's grim and dark, not much fun, then it's probably going to feel grim and dark, not much fun. But if you think about it being light and sunny, and that you're having a good time, probably have a good time.
Exactly, for that.
So I've snapped myself out of it. Now, really enjoying myself. We're at 2.5 hours now. I don't really know how much further it is. Maybe another hour till home? We'll see.
45.
45 would bring us to 3 hours 10 total. So we'll see how accurate Becky's guesstimation is. But if you go back and look at the last video, that'll give you a bit of insight to his guessing abilities.
I reckon this horse wants a little pet, but he may not. So we'll see. Oh no, he's already getting a bit. Hey! Hey! Can I have a little? Nope. That's a no in horse language. That's like rejection plus plus. If you ever want to feel more rejected, get yourself a horse or a cat.
Okay.
I was going to say, the last hill we went up, back there, it was a little bit spicy, and I was like, oh, this feels a little cholula. I looked down, realised there's a big chain ring. You know, I love a big gear session as much as the next person, but I am no Casper Jinx. I cannot ride big gear all day. Big gears go fast, but only if you've got big legs to tip them over. They also say, big wheels keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. I think that's what I see. I know we're getting close to the top. I can feel it.
Leads not far to go.
My blood is like an altimeter.
Wellington on a good day. Well, hard to beat, so they say, but yeah, a day like today it is pretty hard to beat, I agree.
Three hours, 21, 30 seconds.